What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now today we're going to be showcasing some double chopper gunner gameplay, courtesy of course of the homie example. Now sadly the chopper gunners are really bad in Modern Warfare 2 right now. I don't know if they're bugged out, glitched, more than likely yes. I don't know if Infinity Ward has touched upon this topic just yet, but regardless, it's still cool, double chopper gunner, regardless if the chopper gunners work or not, it's still a double choppy gameplay, so I thought you guys would really enjoy this. Now ladies and gentlemen, today's video is an absolute beast of a topic, and that is because there's going to be two sides to this whole story. The community will honestly be kind of split in half on how this is handled. Some people are going to think very positive of this, and a lot are going to think extremely negative of this. Now, some of the positives, not all of them, but some of the positives are that Infinity Ward are actually communicating with their community finally. This isn't a repeat of Modern Warfare 2019 where they ignored us across all fronts. They didn't say anything about the footsteps, they didn't say anything about dead silence, they only, said anything about the minimap, and still at the end of the beta we didn't get anything about that. So it was very obnoxious trying to fight for, just someone to say something back to us. Modern Warfare 2, Infinity Ward actually just came out with a blog post covering all of our criticism, top to bottom, dead silence, footstep noise, minimap, all of the above. They literally mentioned all of the biggest topics that we have been presenting to them. And I'm shocked. I'm stunned. I'm so used to all these development teams. Not even just Infinity Ward. This is across the board. Treyarch, Sledgehammer Games, all of them. They just completely ignore us on every single front. It doesn't matter what our complaints are, how we feel about their game. They just don't respond to us. They make it their main priority to only focus on comments or people's criticisms when it's bugs and glitches. But whenever it's a main hardcore feature, a foundation of the game, it's usually just completely ignored or we're told to go F off. But seeing Infinity Ward actually respond to some of the biggest topics the community have been speaking about in this past week is just insane, and I'm extremely happy that we're taking a step in the right direction with communication. Now, this is where the whole commentary is going to get a little iffy. Some people are going to think it's extremely positive, and some will take them in a very, very bad way. Now, I gotta be honest, me personally, I took it more of a bad way, but again, I can completely see where some people think this is positive. Some people will like these changes, but again, from my personal side of things, I don't like this at all. Now, to go ahead and start off, minimap.rules. Currently in the Modern Warfare 2 beta, we only show enemy player dots when a UAV is active. The design reason for this is that we do not want to punish players for firing their weapons. We also want players to actively search out the origin of a gunshot versus just traveling directly to where the dot is on the minimap. We continue to gather feedback on how the game is playing in regards to this topic. First off, if you are continuing to gather feedback on how the game is playing in regards to this topic, you would know that the feedback is clearly lopsided on the side of wanting red dots on the minimap. No offense to anybody out there, but seriously, let's be real here. Every single poll I've seen with people that have hundreds of thousands of people, watching and voting on their channel, everybody just wants the traditional minimap. If you want to stay off of it, you could put a suppressor on. It's always options. You can have a ghost to stay off of it with the UAVs up. And if you don't like it at all, go to hardcore. That's perfectly fine. It was never a problem, I feel like, in the past, and it's still not a problem now. I don't understand how this is going to punish players with being aggro, Like, it never did that for me. I don't always use suppressors. I play Modern Warfare 2, the original, all the time. I rock red dots on my my M4. The AK-47 sounds like an absolute beast. It's not a reason to use a suppressor every 5 seconds. Sometimes it's nice to have enemies know where you're at, drag in opportunities, but that's not possible. That's not possible at all with this type of situation here. Next up on their list is the perks. We've seen varied feedback on the perk package system. Some players love it, and others feel it's an unnecessary departure from the original system. We feel it's a nice shakeup to how perks work and to the general progression of a match. We've also balanced the ultimate perks to be more powerful as you earn them later in the match. We'll continue testing throughout Beta Weekend 2, including drastically accelerating the earn rate of these to see how players react. Our goal remains improving the flow of all perks ahead of launch. Now, I gotta say that feedback isn't completely bad because I do want to see how this perk system plays when I'm on my original rig. It was alright on the PlayStation, but I was concerned about earning the middle perk and also the ultimate perk, when you join mid-game. That's one of my biggest concerns, and I feel like it really weighs down on the whole point of this perk system. So I want to see how they can tweak it, I want to see how they can adjust it, and I want to see if they can make it better. But this is where it gets really funky when it comes to the perk feedback. Dead silence is another hot topic, as many players have expressed that they would like to see it as a perk instead of a field upgrade. We believe it is important to game health that rushers are not able to move at high speeds without consequences. Dead Silence as a field upgrade creates a balance between freedom of movement and predictability of combat. You've heard it correctly. We're not getting Dead Silence whatsoever as a perk. We're going to have to deal with it as a field upgrade. Extremely disappointing news. I don't get where they're coming from at all when they say they don't want rushers to move around at high speeds without consequences. It doesn't seem logical to me, because there were perks in the past. What was it, Amplified or something of that sort, that allowed you to, completely cancel out Dead Silence or Ninja and allow you to hear foot. There's counters to it in the past. Why can't you just do that now? Why are you removing a complete playstyle? A traditional complete playstyle from Call of Duty, It wasn't in Modern Warfare 2019. Everybody talked mad crap about it. Vanguard got it. Black Ops Cold War got it. They were both praised for that one reason. Not the game completely, because Vanguard was absolutely... don't get me started about Vanguard. And Black Ops Cold War, it's a meh game, but Dead Silence was just loved. We were so happy that they brought it back. You saw how the community reacted, and now you're saying that it's a bad thing? I'm completely lost. I feel like you don't have much contact with your community at the moment. But then they go on to say footsteps. Footstep audio in week 1 of the multiplayer beta was very high. Yeah. No crap, man. Giving players long-distance directional information about enemies. For weekend 2, we have some changes coming in. We are reducing the range of footstep audio for the various player movement states: jog, sprint, and tactical sprint. This will help soften the cost of moving around the map. The second change is that enemy and friendly footsteps are now distinct. This should help players better understand what's going on as things move around on the battlefield. More details below. Now, strangely, there were no more details down below besides the last topic, which isn't about the footsteps, but about this topic specifically, that's good feedback, honestly. Anything to reduce the footsteps is good, but I feel like, they're really trying to overshadow, try to make us not think about Dead Silence and the minimap and stuff like that by throwing these things in there. Yes, it's a good thing. Yes, it's hard to complain about, but that doesn't take away from the minimap and Dead Silence. It doesn't seem logical, and it just seems like you're choosing to ignore what we have to say. But regardless, the final one is slide canceling. Sentiment around the removal of slide canceling remains positive. We are aware of workaround and are contemplating how to handle it for weekend 2 of the beta. Additionally, we have some other slide changes for launch, which will make this movement feel a bit more fluid and snappy. Now, this is all the information that we had about beta weekend 2. And again, the slides, I like that. I know some people are going to be mad about that because a lot of people like slide canceling, but for me personally, I'm in the group that would enjoy no slide canceling for this year. I think it feels just a tad bit more traditional, and I like that feel. But man, first off, they completely ignore tons of other topics. Those two things, the minimap and Dead Silence and footsteps and all that, that's not all we mentioned. There is, like I said, a laundry list of freaking things that we want done for this game that they chose to ignore. So they're getting there, but there's still a lot more stuff that needs to be addressed. I'm really hoping they're going to do that in weekend 2, but I can almost guarantee you that they will not. And also, the way that they talk about the minimap and Dead Silence, I just can't believe this is how they feel about these two topics, I need you guys to go down in the comment section, because I already expressed how I feel. How do you guys feel about this? I need to see others' opinions on what you think of Infinity Ward and their thought process on what the minimap is all about and their thought process on what the Dead Silence perk is all about. I have to see, because I'm honestly, at this point in time, completely blown away. But ladies and gentlemen, before I end off this video, just very quickly, don't forget I will be live streaming weekend 2. Obviously, it's going to be coming out on PC, so I will be playing Thursday all the way up until, Monday, I believe, is when the beta will end. So if you guys want to see my live impressions throughout the day, I'm going to be grinding it, trying to get all the weapons, the attachment, pretty much everything that I can do within that game. I'm going to try to go ahead and do it on, a platform that I'm more comfortable with. And I feel like in weekend 2, I'll be able to really come to a conclusion on how I feel about the overall gameplay of this title. Of course, if you guys want to go ahead and check that out, the link to my Twitch channel where I live stream it is down in the description of this video. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this vid. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, bumps, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new and enjoy the content, if you guys subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, if you want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so. I have a Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games, do it on Twitch. Link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you all next one. Peace out.